Hot on the heels of the co-op development, we want to make sure that we get a lot of the base mechanics down that we have been planning for a long time. In this update, we are introducing lockpicking. We have two systems in place to challenge you while you are under pressure. One is a chance-based system for locked containers that just require your patience and plenty of lockpicks. The second system is for locked doors. This will require a little more skill. Work the pin around the lock using the left and right movement of your mouse, and then lock it in with the spacebar. The error tolerance will be different for each door you encounter, as well as the amount of pins that you'll be required to pick.
There have been a variety of updates to items in the world, starting with the addition of craftable lockpicks and workbenches so that players can produce their own picks. Additionally, clothing repair kits are now available for in-the-field clothing repairs. There have been some quality of life improvements for items too. This includes updating out-of-date descriptions, the removal of currently unusable items, stat adjustments, as well as adding a sparkle effect in order to improve the visibility of items when they're on the ground. Loot spawns have been rebalanced so that the loot which spawns inside is more relevant to the type of container that it was found in. Furthermore, loot spawns will no longer spawn several of the same item, causing an abundance of the same object in the same place.
Some changes to the main menu and user interface have been made, with beginnings of UI control for keyboards and gamepads. We have made a start on the main menu, making it fully controllable via key and button input. Currently we only have managed to do the keyboard input control, but controller support for both the main menu and in-game user interface will follow as soon as we're happy with the results. As you may know, we have always intended for Joe to be the story-based RPG survival style game. So now we are off the starting line with our quest system. We have started to introduce a new cinematic system. Without the aid of pre-rendered cutscenes, this will be a way that we will immerse the player in conversations and points of interest regarding the story and interactions with non-playable characters.
In this update, we are adding to the roster of NPC threats that you might encounter on the island. The Exiles are a hostile group of humans who have resorted to wilderness survival to stay alive. They are typically found on the outskirts of towns or in camps in the wilderness. Their choice to rely on dependable, low-tech survival methods means you'll be fighting against enemies wielding bows and arrows. In terms of non-hostile NPCs, we've added huntable wildlife across the island. In addition to deer, you will now encounter rabbits and wild boar. If you can catch them, they can be used as a source of meat, hide, and animal fat. There have been plenty of general updates for the NPCs as well, mostly regarding combat behaviour and navigation. Several movement and animation issues have been fixed, which will both improve hostile and friendly NPCs.
Based on feedback from the community, we have made some adjustments to the way vehicles handle and feel as a whole. Now with the ability to rotate the camera around the vehicle freely without the aid of pressing or holding keys, we feel that driving is a more pleasant experience overall. With that said, parts can once again be found in the world, as well as repair kits for the parts. So if your oil filter needs changing, remove it from your vehicle, use a repair kit to replenish its condition, and then place it back into the vehicle. We have also added a second quad bike that handles very differently to the original one. Additionally, we made it free to feed your horse in safe zones, as well as reducing the cost of purchasing a horse from Brendan at the stables.
A handful of game systems have received optimizations and fixes this patch, starting with a variety of issues when saving and loading. Several major save file related issues, such as locked states of doors and quest information, are now saving and loading properly. Performance-wise, our navigation system, along with several other high-cost systems, have received attention due to their previously poor performance. Several animation systems have been optimized too. Performance improvements will, as always, continue throughout development.
Some great new locations have been added to this update, with the reintroduction of Tilly's Garden Centre, as well as Allings and Sons and a large supermarket, new mesh update for the lighthouse, and new location for the old bath ruins. The three main points of interest each have a story to tell, and will require you using the new lockpick system to gain entry. These will all come with high tier treasures waiting to be plucked. We have also started to add in more world narratives. These are small scenes that tell a short story, but will be down to the player to discover what they are. In the future updates, You will be able to gather clues from these locations to uncover the story and anything that may have been left behind.